This may well be my hardest and most honest video about the Japanese koi industry yet. I've been watching, I've been reflecting, and now it's time to speak. What I'm about to share could change the koi industry forever.
Right, I'm just going to record everything.
I'm Ivo, and for the past decade I've watched the koi industry rise, transform, but also drift into uncertain waters. And the truth is, I've played a part in that journey, for better or worse. But that sounds quite serious, does it? In truth, money and social media have changed the koi industry in recent years, and I'm not afraid to admit that it has both positive and negative effects on the industry, as well on me. And last October, I witnessed it myself in Japan. Buying koi used to be done via a website, email, or even fax. And you, as a hobbyist that likes buying koi fish, had to rely on the selecting skills of your dealer, who could quietly visit the breeders in the mountains of Japan in search of affordable koi that fitted every single budget. But that is simply not the way how we see, buy and keep koi anymore. And although the industry has benefited from events like COVID, the rise of social media and the dedicated passion of existing and new koi keepers, I feel something needs to change.
Ohayou gozaimasu. Good size? Okay, yes. Good size for Carl?
How size?
What do you...
Same?
Bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what they say about if you have big feet?
Big socks.
Yeah, you got there before me. Thank you.
October. The air is crisp, and across Japan a secret ritual unfolds. The koi harvest. A season when breeders reap the rewards of months of patience and relentless hard work, drawing their prized koi from the mud ponds where they have been quietly growing and transforming. I am not alone this journey. At my side is Carl from England, an avid angler, a passionate koi keeper, and a popular YouTuber who spans the world of carp fishing. Today, we have been invited to the legendary Dainichi Koi Farm to witness and help with the massive pond harvest. For Carl, it's a dream come true. His very first experience of a Japanese koi harvest.
It's just like a normal day's fishing for me. Oh, actually, it's tight, but it's fine. This is the full experience, Ivo. You said we'd get the full Japanese koi harvest experience. Now I'm wearing these. I feel like I'm ready.
Carl joined me on two of my earlier trips to Japan, on a mission to select koi for his new pond. It was during these visits that he truly fell in love with koi. A passion that began the first time he set foot in Japan. For many people, Japanese koi are more than just fish. Known as nishiki-koi, they are living works of art, with a deep connection to the Japanese culture and heritage. The koi is the national fish of Japan and symbolizes friendship and love. Today, koi can be found in ponds all over the world, where their graceful, peaceful movements have a calming effect, a daily escape from stresses of modern life. One of the best known examples is Hanako, a koi that lived in a mountain pond in Japan, reported to be the oldest koi ever recorded. Hanako was said to have lived for an astonishing 226 years, making her a remarkable testament to the beauty and resilience of these extraordinary fish. I still remember my very first koi harvest back in 2014. Just as Carl today, I was mesmerized. Not just by the sheer size of the deep, vibrant colors of the fish, but by something more profound. The devotion. The unwavering passion of the breeders who care for these living jewels like family. Dainichi Koi Farm, a name that echoes through the valleys of Niigata as one of the largest and most respected koi farms in all of Japan. Renowned for producing koi of remarkable size, power and beauty, Dainichi has become a benchmark in the industry, specializing in two of the most iconic and revered varieties, Kohaku with their striking red and white contrast, and Showa, bold and dramatic in black, red and white. Dainichi's bloodlines have shaped the standards of excellence worldwide. This is not just a farm, it's a legacy, built on precision, tradition, and the relentless pursuit of perfection. There is something truly rare here, a harmony where passion, culture, art, and nature all converge. A fusion that few other hobbies in the world can offer. But beneath the surface of the serene, shimmering ponds, something is stirring. The rising global popularity of Japanese koi has set change into motion. And not all of it is for the better. In Japan, respect is more than a custom, it's a way of life. It shapes every interaction, from a humble bow to the language spoken, to the quiet grace which people honor each other's work. The spirit of respect has long been at the heart of the koi industry. And yet, I can't help but feel that in the rush for growth, some of that essence, the soul of what makes Nishikigo truly special, may be slipping away.
This guy's got the hard job. He's pulling the heavy bit.
Alright, they made it. Oh, sugoi.
Oh. Wow. There's a lot of fish in this. Is there more still in there? They got loads out. I like the big yellow. I always love just the big yellow ones.
As many times I've stood here in harvest waters, net in hand, surrounded by silence and sunrise, I never forgot one thing. This is a privilege, and it was never guaranteed.
How many fish can you even put in that van?
40? There are 2 tanks.
I suppose, yeah. And there's oxygen in there, right? So to help them get back to the farm. That's not far anyway, it's like 5 minutes.
It's something I've earned. Slowly. Over 11 years of walking beside the breeders. Season after season. Conversation after conversation. Building trust. Not through words, but through presence and through patience. In Japan, business isn't driven by profit alone. It's shaped by respect, harmony, and by loyalty. Relationships aren't rushed, they're cultivated, like the koi themselves. And while the Japanese may rarely say no outright, out of politeness, make no mistake, these values matter. They are the gatekeepers of the koi world. But lately I felt a shift, subtle but real, a quiet unraveling. The values that once held this world together, beginning to slip. And yes, I'm concerned, but I'm not without hope. The tide is turning, and with the right heart and the right intent, it can be turned back. Because I still believe in what brought us here.
Wow.
Quality.
These are like real high quality fish. I couldn't afford them either way.
And nor could I.
You got one?
No.
Maybe he's gonna pass it to you.
Oh no, there's one fish. Found one. Oh, he's lively.
Oh, good job.
Yes! I caught a fish!
After a short break and a chance to clean up the mud, we make our way back to the pond. Looking out across the water, we notice a few fish still swimming near the edges. They slip past the first sweep. The breeder will come back later for them, once the water has dropped a little more, and the pond gives us one last chance to gather what remains.
I really hope that wasn't my fault. Now they got to waste another few hours of their precious time going around the whole pond again to get the ones that escaped. I can't help feel like I did something wrong, but at the same time, I scooped up a fish. I'm so excited, man. The thing is, that fish is worth more than me. Like, you gotta respect these fish because they are actually owned by customers. That's the thing. All of these fish in this pond are already owned by people all across the world. And now Dainichi are looking after them, growing them for a few more years before they end up in their forever homes. And you never know, some of these fish might be entered into koi shows and win prizes. It's an incredible community of fish nerds, basically.
And Carl is right. One of the most remarkable things about this community, about the passion and the lifestyle that surrounds koi, is its openness. For many years, it was something almost anyone could take part in, even on a smaller budget. But times are changing. Political shifts, global inflation, and the growing interest in having koi all driven prices upward. It is a reality we can't ignore. But yet with those changes also come new opportunities. And we'll explore that a little later. For now we turn back to the koi houses. These are the quiet spaces where the fish spend their winter months, or where they wait before being sold and sent across the world. And here, in the clarity of still water, they reveal themselves differently. The depth of their colors, the strength of their bodies, and the beauty of their skins.
The second they appear in the clear water up close like this, it's become so much more impressive. You can see all of the details of the pattern. The colours really shine in this water. Wow.
Buying koi in Japan is never just about the fish. It's about craftsmanship and about culture. Each koi is one-of-a-kind creation, carrying its own patterns, its own colors. And it's precisely in that uniqueness that anyone can fall in love with a single fish. Japan itself has so much to teach us. Lessons that reach far beyond koi. Lessons of respect, of balance, of a way of life that feels deeply connected. Perhaps it's no surprise that the Japanese are among the longest living people in the world. After a good lunch we set out again. This time Carl has a destination in mind. The breeder where he purchased his very first koi, many years ago. And here among the tanks we find a variety that has always been one of my personal favorites.
The jet lag is really getting the most of me. I feel so sleepy, but every time one of those fish gets lifted out of the water, suddenly I'm not tired anymore. You know? Getting to see one of these fish back in England, you know, in a hobbyist pond or in a dealer would be like their #1 fish, you know? And here there's just one after another after another. Part of me is a little bit worried you know, about Tim's fish. If we don't find it, or they don't go and get it, or it's not in that second container, I don't want to tell him. You can tell him. You're his friend, right? You can tell him.
I've been in Japan for just over 2 weeks now, and today our journey takes us to the Torazo Koi Farm. In the koi world, there's a phrase you'll hear time and time again. It begins and ends with kohaku. Kohaku are white koi marked with deep red patterns. Simple in description, yet endlessly captivating. They are among the most cherished varieties anywhere in the world. Torazo has been breeding these koi since 1917. More than a century of history flows through this farm. Over the past 10 years, the family here has welcomed me, taught me, and become true friends. That makes it all more special to bring Carl here today. The rain hasn't kept us away. If anything, it adds to the atmosphere. Because even in the drizzle, we see some truly impressive koi today. And we're not alone. Customers, collectors, and enthusiasts have gathered here, drawn by the same fascination, the same quiet anticipation of witnessing living art in its purest form.
How these fish are 3-4 years old? 4. So at Torazo Koi Farm, 4-year-old fish. They're pretty big. I'm expecting kahaku. I think this guy, he breeds a lot of kahaku, so that's what we're going to expect to see in this pond. Red and white fish, big bodies, typical Torazo, beautiful fish. That's what I'm expecting.
And as I watch the harvest unfold, the water swirling and the koi breaking the surface, I can't help but think about how much the industry has grown and changed. The questions keep circling in my mind, and I know I won't be satisfied until I find some answers here in Japan. I turn to Yuki, the breeder's daughter, and ask her directly, has she noticed the industry shifting in recent years? Because for me, this trip isn't just about the harvest of the koi themselves. It's about understanding where this world is heading and what we can learn to protect this Japanese heritage. And I know I can't leave Japan at the end of the week with these questions unanswered.
More competitive, more dealers, more customers, and then
Did the industry grow?
I think so. And then many customers spend more money for the koi. Yeah, but I don't see like new countries, especially from like East Asia, like before the COVID, but I don't hear the countries no more. So hope more new countries come into this industry.
It's a quiet comfort to hear that the breeders share the same feelings. More customers, more competition, and with it rising prices. It's an inevitable shift, perhaps, but one that weighs on me. Because my love for this fish runs deep, and I believe this passion, this way of life should remain accessible, not reserved for the only few that can afford the most expensive fish. And that question stays with me now. And in the days ahead, as my journey here continues, I hope to find some sense of an answer. But now it's time to see some of the freshly harvested koi. Here at Torazo, and a few other farms as well, there are still koi that remain within reach. Still affordable for many koi hobbyists. These are the moments I treasure the most. But today's story doesn't end here, because this afternoon, we'll step into a very different world. One that stands in sharp contrast to the joy of these simple, vibrant moments.
So we are here in Niigata, but look at that in Osaka, that's sick.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. That's really heavy, right?
The rain continues to fall. Steady, unrelenting. But it doesn't dampen our excitement for what's still ahead on today's schedule. We're about to see some of the finest koi in the world. An opportunity few ever experience. After a short stop at Izomiya Koi Farm, we make our way to Dainichi, one of Japan's most respected breeders, known across the globe. Here we've been invited to view some of their very best koi, living treasures that rank among the most valuable in the world. It's a clear contrast to the morning, and I'm reminded how much a privilege it is, simply to be here.
These are the moments that I get a big smile. The fact that we are invited to be here today and get to see his best fish, and his most expensive fish. And he's now making a decision which fish are going to the show. I don't know, man. I get goosebumps when I see this fish. This is where it's all about. Getting that one perfect 91 cm. You know how big that is? This is
I know moments like these are exceptional. The koi swimming here are valued in the six figures, sometimes more. It's a stark contrast to what most collectors could ever hope to achieve. But then again, every world has its pinnacle. Whether it's horses, watches, or even art, there's always a class of excellence reserved for the very best. And among these extraordinary koi, there's one that stands out. A magnificent kohaku, just 5 years old, and already more than 35 inches in length. What strikes me the most is the sheer presence. The head alone is the size of a football. Powerful, commanding. Shigeru Amano, its owner and breeder, shares with us what makes this fish so remarkable.
Body?
Yeah.
Body good.
Yeah, you think more bigger now?
Yeah. Now 6 years old. 1 year grow 1 meter. I mean at 10 cm. She grow more.
Yeah.
I think.
So 10 cm growth in kilos, that's a lot of kilos.
Yes, heavy.
A lot of kilos.
Yeah. Kind of surprised, we didn't pick up. I never pick up in like 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
First time in 2 years?
Last year, yeah, only size and I put back, and then no pictures, no movie. Kind of, big head, big body. Sure, next year over 1 meter.
Oh, yeah?
I think, if no accident.
Where do they take it?
for the preparation tank for the Nogyasai Koi show.
Okay, so it's going to be in there until the show. Okay. And that fish was just under a meter long, I think, 97 or 98 or something. They got proper a whole team. One guy netting it, one guy taking photos and recording the weight, and then the owner of the farm is just watching, making his decisions about what fish is going to go to the show. There's so many people interested in these fish, like everyone in the whole area has basically run here. Everyone who knows their koi has come to see this very important pond.
We're shown even more exceptional koi, and in these moments I realize what they truly represent. Living paintings. They embody silence, elegance, and the quiet art of keeping a peaceful animal. The Japanese koi industry is thriving. Demand is so strong that breeders simply cannot keep up. To expand takes time. New koi houses, new parent stock, more space. Realistically, at least 2 years before growth can catch up. Yet demand continues to rise, and with it, prices climb higher and higher. It feels as though every dealer and exporter is chasing koi, because once they're sold, they're gone. However, the money that flows through the industry doesn't disappear. Breeders reinvest, making their farms more sustainable, expanding their koi operations. Dealers and importers improve their businesses by expanding with new stores and growing their companies. But not everyone gives back. Some chains take profits without reinvesting, and in the end it's the customer who pays the price. We need to ask ourselves, how can we innovate the industry and make it more competitive, without companies who own a monopoly? That's what concerns me, but I think there's a solution, one that's already taking shape, and I'll share more about that later.
I don't even know the name of this farm. We've just turned up here. I looked into one pond and I just straight away was like, oh my goodness. The biggest, most beautiful Ginrin Soragoi I have seen probably in my life. And I did just get paid yesterday, so I've got some thinking to do, put it that way.
The day comes to a close. Carl makes no purchases, even with so many extraordinary koi before him. Some decisions are not about what's in front of you, but what's still about to come. We leave exhausted, our minds overflowing with impressions. But tomorrow, we step into something rare. The Isa Koi Farm Champion Pond Harvest. This is the heart of my journey. To stand where the most beautiful koi in the world are revealed. And to be there is never a given entry. Comes only by invitation. It's early morning, and we gather at Isa Koi Farm, one of my favorite places in Niigata. The farm's owner, Mitsunori Isa, is always welcoming. Over the years, he has shared with me not only his warmth, but also his knowledge. Lessons in the craft of breeding koi that I'll never forget. And today we're here for something truly special. The harvest of his #1 pond. The place where his very best koi has spent the growing season.
This one is Isa Koi Farm. I think we're gonna see Kohaku and a Showa, I think, today? They have lots of Showa on this farm. Can't remember what they said, 3 or 4-year-olds today, I think. 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds. Oh, we're gonna see some big fish. Cool. I'm looking forward to this. Should be a good day. And the sun's out. It's a little bit cold here in Niigata, but the sun's shining and we're ready to see some koi.
The air is cold, and as the first koi break the surface, a ripple of excitement spreads not only through the breeder, but through every guest watching. After nearly 7 months in the outdoor ponds, this is the moment of truth. The harvest, the reward of months of patience and hard work. Slowly the staff begin to draw the net across the water. The scene is quiet, almost reverent. It feels as though everyone present is holding their breath, savoring the calm, the stillness, the weight of this special moment. One by one, the koi breeder lifts the most beautiful koi from the net. The motions are simple, almost effortless. But don't make any mistake, every movement is measured, every gesture, the mark of a true professional. The safest way to move a koi is in a sealed bag of water. Inside, the fish remains calm, unable to injure itself. To an outsider, it may look unusual, but here, it is an act of care. Because these animals are treated with a devotion few pets ever receive. For the breeders, this is more than work. It's their craft, their art, their life's calling.
This was a good harvest. A very good harvest.
Look at the skin. Oh my gosh.
I think once we see them in some clear water in the bowls back at the farm, we're going to be really impressed.
Are you ready to miss your flight for that?
I might be. It's been good travelling with you, Ivo. It's a shame that this is going to be our last bit of koi experience until October maybe. Or maybe I'll come back in January. We've had a great week. It's been amazing. Time's ticking away though. I've got to get a flight soon. But one last sighting of some big and beautiful koi, which may well be show winners, to be honest. There's a big kahaku, right? That's the one that everyone's here for. They're all here to look at that fish.
It's time to see the koi up close. In clean, clear water. Their colors are vivid. Their quality is undeniable. Each one more striking than the last. But as I try to take in their beauty, the atmosphere shifts. It's busy here. Dealers and trading pushing to buy the first koi. Even some of these fish aren't for sale. The energy felt rushed, unsettled, and I can see it weighs on the breeder as well. This kind of haste doesn't belong in Japan, and it certainly doesn't belong to koi. Because when viewed with patience, with respect, these fish reveal something extraordinary. One by one, they become more beautiful. Dream fish, at least for me. And I can only hope that one day I'll have the chance to call one of them my own.
So the trip is now coming to an end, and I am starting to realize that a lot of things have changed in the last 10 years. When I visit this place for the first time, a lot of things have changed in a way like it has been more busy. It seems like rules are disappearing. There are more people, prices went up a lot. However, on the other hand, it's also very good for the industry, which is the goal of making these videos and trying to get more people into this beautiful hobby, which is, I think, the most important part. So I think the future will be bright, but I'm also wondering what will happen if this continues. Will the breeders let us in anymore? I don't know. Something we have to figure out, I think.
We have to ask ourselves some serious questions. Where's the money going? And more importantly, who is truly investing it back into the koi industry? From what I see, it's the breeders. They're the ones building new koi houses, developing fresh bloodlines, and pushing the craft forward. It's the dedicated dealers, expanding, renovating, evolving, to keep this culture alive. But beyond them, the silence is telling. As the global demand grows, the industry stands at a crossroads. Will the breeders step into the roles of brokers and transport them themselves? Could this shift reduce costs for hobbyists, or will it blur the lines and shake the foundation of how the koi world is operating. The future looms uncertain. Shadows of change gather, and with them, the weight of consequence. If we fail to pause, if we do not truly see where we stand, we risk losing of something far more precious than profit. Across the seas, nations like China surge into the koi breeding world, and competition grows sharper by the day. The stakes are rising. Yet amidst this race, one truth shines above all else. The heart of koi lies not in commerce, but in culture. In the tradition of values. The unspoken respect, passed down from breeder to breeder, generation to generation. The koi world has grown too busy in Japan, too restless. But if we honor the hands that raised these living jewels, if we safeguard the spirit of the Japanese koi, we can ensure not only survival, but growth. The culture can stand the test of time. The beauty can flourish. The legacy can live on. And yes, there are moments when I worry. But more often than not, I see the positives. And my journey doesn't end here. Even as I finish this story, the next documentary is already taking shape. These films take time. They take energy. And they take resources. If you enjoyed this journey, I truly appreciate support. Subscribe to the channel. And share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next story.